Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline Comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam! Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kelber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
Hey everybody, good evening. It's Wednesday, time for Wednesday Wham. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Cool. We've got the regular crew that will go ahead and run and do a self-introduction. But first, I see a monitor and a new name, or at least new name since I've been back since a couple of weeks ago. Mickey, are you there, or is it just your hand and a mouse? All right, everybody. The wonderful Mickey Clausen is joining us. I've known Mickey 20-some years at this point. Great guy, great colorist. Colors tons of stuff for us at Silverline. We'll have him do some introductions. But first, Barb, want to introduce yourself?
I'm Barb Kelberg. I am the creator of Divinity, book Silverline puts out. I also am the inker for Cat and Mouse. You can see them back there. Cat and Mouse, the colorist for Sirens, and the CFO of Silverline Comics.
Impressive. Most
and
impressive.
She's being modest. She's the Empress of Inks.
Yep. 35 years worth under my belt.
Wow. Martin, sir.
Hello. I'm Martin. I'm the colorist on Wolf Hunter, which is one of the books by Silverline. I'm working on Wolf Hunter 2 as we speak. Hopefully I can get that out the door very soon. But yeah, so I do colors, but I also do other stuff top to bottom. So if I'm not too busy, I could maybe tackle something else. But yeah, hey. And then in our bottom corner there, we have the venerable Rob Davis. What do you do, Rob?
Well, whatever I can get away with. But mostly what I do is pencil. I also ink and letter my own work, and I have been known to color a little bit too. Although I'm nowhere near you professional folks, I dabble in it. My claim to fame is having worked on the Star Trek books back in the 1990s for both Malibu and DC Comics. And since then, I bounced around the industry in different places and had a real job for a while. Now I'm retired and I get to do whatever I want. And one of the things I want to do is make comic books with Silverline Comics. So, and in fact, Barb and I have a secret project we're working on. We're 5 pages in now, and
what's it called? What's it about?
Well, it's a secret project. We can tell you.
That was my point. It's like, hey, there's a secret project, and here's 2 of the creators. But
yeah,
but we can't tell you anything about it.
Building suspense.
Are you allowed to show us the thumbs?
Like Legos.
Fantastic.
Can you show us any thumbnails, or would that give stuff away?
No, I can, but I can show you pages.
Oh,
yeah. Mickey had dropped off. He said he doesn't think his mic is working. Hopefully
I can't hear him. So yeah.
Oh, there he is. Mickey.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Right. So just so everybody knows, that's what I worked on.
So there, Lordy.
Very nice, Martin.
Let's see if we can find what Barb has worked on. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's page 1.
I've already inked it.
Yep, that's been inked.
So did you send her he sent you a scan then, Barb?
Yeah, I'm working on scans.
Oh yeah.
Digi inks?
Yeah, digital inks, yep. Now you're not doing it on physical stuff, are you, Barb? You're using what?
I do all digital now.
Yeah.
Because of my eyes. Because I'm an old lady.
Well, as we now know, I'm the old man here, so I'm the oldest because we found out. And how did we find out? Because somebody has a birthday today.
I was going to tie that back in at the end after we see if Mickey's mic works. I was going to say, does anybody else have another secret we want to out? So, okay, so Mickey said he could probably change to his other computer, but then can't show any coloring work. Mickey, go ahead and color for a little while. And if you want to jump in on the chat, jump over to the PC. But I'm sure people would love to see some of the stuff you're working on, as you're working on the computer.
And so, can you share screen of what you're working on?
He probably doesn't know how to do that. He may not know how to. I don't know if he's done enough of that on other streams to know how to do that.
I don't know, but we can't see from here.
Yeah.
Extreme close up.
Barb went full screen.
Don't do that again.
So now we got secret projects that have been outed.
Oh, there you go.
We have Mickey sharing his screen.
No, that I did.
We have Martin zooming in on Mickey's shared screen. And why, folks, might Martin want to draw the attention away from himself? What was that, Rob?
Why would Martin want to draw the attention away from himself?
Mm-hmm.
Because today is his birthday.
Come on.
All right, who's starting us off?
No, Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Martin. Happy birthday to you.
Go Canada!
And many more.
It sounds like you guys practiced.
Right.
No, you just kind of outed yourself right before the show, so we didn't have time to practice. We'll do better next year.
Yeah, everybody's singing a different tune there.
Will it happen to fall on a Wednesday again next year? Probably not.
No.
Because it won't be leap year next year. So.
Yep.
Well, today's topic that we were originally going to talk about, we might expand a little bit as we talk about comic books, pop culture, movies, media, et cetera, et cetera. We were kind of going to go with the theme of, what the Whammers want to watch in 2024. So
say that fast 5 times.
What the Whammers want to watch in 2024. See, Eminem got nothing on me. What the Whammers want to watch in 2024. Yo! Okay, so I had my Adderall. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about what everybody wants to watch in 2024 movie-wise. But that doesn't preclude us from adding in any like books, comics, other things. The movies I was looking at were just in theater, but of course we know that we have plenty of options with Netflix films and all the other streaming platforms too. So
Disney
if anything
Plus.
pops up on your radar there, let's go ahead and talk about those. I did throw together a PowerPoint presentation just in case we needed to stretch some time. And I went back to January because there's a movie came out in January I didn't go see that I really wanted to in theaters.
Which was?
Sorry. What's that?
Which was?
What was that movie?
Mean Girls. So
Mean Girls? Oh, the updating. Yeah.
Mean Girls came out in 2020.
Tina Fey.
Yep. Came out in 2004.
Should be good. Tina Fey's got a finger in it. It's pretty good.
Yep. Well, yeah, she's the one that was doing the adaptation of the original movie from a book. And then the movie became a musical. And then the musical became a movie version of the musical. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrific. I saw the trailer. I'm like, this looks amazing. My kiddo went and saw it in the theater. He thought it was fantastic. Big original Mean Girls fan. Thought it adapted well. So I will need to see that. He told me that it is now streaming on one of the streaming services. I forget exactly which one. So that was my January one. Anybody want to throw in next something
Argyle
new this year? What's that?
I want to see Argyle. It came out in February, but I haven't seen it yet. I mean, there's a cat. Come on. I have to see it because it's supposed to be a comedy. It's starring Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill.
Oh, so it's got Superman and Opie Cunningham's daughter.
And Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
The guy from...
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on it, but it sounds
and
interesting.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Purple lightsaber or with a wallet that says bad mother on it.
It's supposed to be a funny spy action comedy about a novelist who... I don't know. I think she it sounds like it's suspiciously like a Sandra Bullock movie, but she draws the attention of crime syndicate when her novels are too accurate. And then it's up to Sam Rockwell to save her and her cat.
And I guess Henry Cavill is the character she writes. Is that right? Argyle.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
That's what I'm understanding because it seems like he's essentially playing a James Bond character in the movie. So I'm thinking that perhaps there's a movie, a movie inside the movie.
But they focused on the cat, which was a sure way to draw me in. So I'm screwed. I got to see the kitty.
Could I would you guys mind if I shared screen for a second?
No, go ahead.
Go for it.
All right, cool. Let me just start this up. All right. I've got like 4 different tabs running right now. Let me pull that one down. And let's go ahead and present and share my screen. Let's see. Does that share the whole screen? No, hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, let's do this one. All right. So, Mean Girls. That's the one that I had mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. Yes? Do you guys see it? Okay, great. So that is the end of my presentation. We'll go ahead and blow through some of those so you don't see them right now. But we will put together at the very end.
There's Argyle.
Yep, I added that one in for you. So we'll add in everybody's suggestions.
And there's the cat.
That's Dua Lipa, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Dua Lipa in there, yeah.
Dua Lipa with a gun that is
and the guy that played
Goldblum outfit.
Yeah.
Yep. John Cena all the way over on the other end.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to see this.
Yeah.
And the cat. Don't forget the cat. Right front and center there.
Yeah.
Not going to forget the cat. Cool. All right. So, who's next? Who has something that they're looking forward to seeing? Martin's like, I hate movies. I
got nothing.
The comics.
I got almost nothing.
Martin's like, we'll get those picture films in Canada
weeks.
one day.
Well, yeah. Well, so I decided to do the sneaky thing here and looked up 56 movies we can't wait to watch in 2024.
2023?
2024. So apparently there's some stuff that's kind of like, just general movies. There's some sort of some comic bookish crossover stuff that might be coming out, such as like Godzilla
Versus
Godzilla
Kong.
Kong,
That's
the new
right,
Empire.
Yep.
So that there's Godzilla and King Kong comics all over the place. There's a movie coming out called The Fall Guy, which might be interesting.
Yep.
I've got that.
Something to do with stuntman who actually becomes a
It's a
guy who
reboot
has to actually do something for
that's
real.
a reboot of the
No.
old TV
with
show,
Lee Majors.
You
Yeah,
guys-
Lee-
Right?
Do you guys see it on the screen?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I didn't know about this until today when I was prepping too. And I'm like, okay, Fall Guy, was not a huge fan when I was a kid. My parents loved it.
It was an okay show.
Lee Majors was awesome in $6 Million Man. I watched that when I was a kid. And I was like, okay, Ryan Gosling, okay. I have no interest in watching this. But take a look on here, the director, David Litch, the director from Atomic Blonde, the director from all the John Wick films, from
Bullet
Bullet
Train
Train.
says, director of
from
Bullet Train.
Deadpool 2. I mean, there's no way that I cannot see this movie now. It is going to be action intense, and it's going to be absolutely awesome, is my guess. So, yeah, this one made it to my must-see list today.
So 2 more films that popped out at me in this list that was coming out is Furiosa from which is now like a precursor to Mad Max Fury Road. So if you're a Mad Max fan, this might be a movie up your alley. But interestingly enough, it's already been 9 years since Mad Max Fury Road.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's hard to believe.
It almost feels like that came out yesterday. So
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy. Now there's another movie that's caught my eye here, and I'm not sure what to make of it because I don't know if it's based on a French band dessinée or not. And it's called Hitman. And so there was a comic book of the same name from France, I believe. Or it might have been The Hitman. I'm not sure, but I don't know if it's based on. It's based on this very low key guy who just does very kind of out of the way. And I read a couple of those, couple of the BDs, and it was a very very intriguing story because it was so down to earth. Like it was so. It didn't go into the fantastic. It just really stayed in this low key kind of zone, which is really kind of odd because you're like hoping for it to be an action, but the tension that it builds is really well done.
So it's an
I don't know if this is based on that or not.
Is it the one with the guy that looks ridiculously like Tom Cruise?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's that one's gonna be a Netflix release, from what I can tell.
Okay, well, that'd be cool. I get to watch that.
We'll go ahead and throw that in there.
So nobody's excited to see Dune 2?
No,
I still need to see Dune 1.
Yeah,
And by
pretty
Dune
good.
1, I mean like the one with Captain Picard and Sting and
the old one. Yeah, the old
Virginia Madsen, who's one of my all-time favorite actresses. Thank you, Electric Dreams. Great film. So, what have you heard about Dune 2, Barb? I heard something in passing the other day that
I haven't heard
it
much.
has high hopes, and it sounds like it's going to do quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Zendaya. I mean, she's very popular, and Timothy Chalamet is the hot
a couple
new
of
thing.
names. Yeah,
What's he from?
I can't remember. He's been on a couple of things. It's got
yeah, his
Javier
name is
Bardem,
familiar, but yeah.
Javier Bardem, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård. So I mean, I've already seen number 1, so I'm obviously going to watch number 2 because they left it at a really bad place.
Ooh.
On the other,
Is
I
it
mean,
is it based on Herbert's work or is it extended?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which
on
I
the-
never read either, so that's why I'm not all that interested in it. But it from what I see of it, it's a beautifully made film, and you know, and Hugh's fairly close to the actual storyline, so it should hopefully be good, you know, or at least the fans will like it. Fans of the book will like it.
On the flip
Fingers
side,
crossed.
yeah,
Because every time a science fiction movie tanks, it makes it harder for the next one coming along to do anything. So
here I'm trying to find what I was looking for here. On the flip side, they are going to be doing a remake of The Crow.
I saw that.
I mean, it's supposed to be starring. I'm looking for it. I can't find it now. It doesn't look like, to me, it's not going to work for me. I'm looking through this. Challengers. Here's another one I'm looking forward to: The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That sounds interesting.
A Guy Ritchie film.
Okay.
should be visually interesting if nothing
Yep.
else.
Starring Henry Cavill,
That
You
man
like
gets
Cavill.
around, man.
Eliza Gonzalez, Henry Golding, Alan Ritchson, Carrie Elways. Leads an ensemble cast in a spy action comedy inspired by true events. The story centers on a
that's cool.
secret military organization created by Winston Churchill in World War II to battle the Nazis. Looks like it's supposed to be snarky and fun, but it's based on true events apparently. And I just like the name, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That sounds like Churchill. Kind of thing he would think of.
There's another Ghostbusters movie coming up.
Oh,
I hear the cast is back except for one of them. Somebody wasn't making it back.
Well, obviously one of them died.
Oh, I didn't see it yet. So
Well, no, I mean in real life.
yeah, one of the actors.
One of the
passed away.
actors.
from the one with Paul Rudd?
Oh no. Well, yeah. The original Ghostbusters, they all
Okay.
appeared in the first Paul Rudd one.
Oh, okay.
But one of them was as a ghost because he's actually dead in real life.
Okay. So yeah, what I heard as one of the other not dead people isn't returning maybe. But the rest of the cast was. But I haven't seen the new one yet. So
Well, I think it's got Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. So it must
Well,
be
that could be interesting. Yeah.
yeah. All right, The Crow. It's gonna star Bill Skarsgård as the leading character. So I don't know.
I think I may have something for you on Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, that's the guy that was in John Wick 4. He played the French guy.
I didn't see John Wick. After the third John Wick, I'm like, I'm tired of just continuous blood.
Oh,
All the way
it's
through.
so fun. So
It didn't have any plot, but just running and shooting and killing, and then from beginning to end, and then just run out and then still nothing was resolved. At the end of number 3, nothing was resolved. They were just still running and shooting. And like, okay, next movie we might finish it up.
could I share a screen for a second?
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Because you set me up perfectly.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
It's almost like we practiced this, but we didn't. So the name Skarsgård, as you were talking about just a couple minutes ago or moments ago, I knew that name from somewhere, but I didn't know where. The other day, my son and I were watching this trailer, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Boy Kills World coming out in May. If anybody's looking at my PowerPoint stuff, the numbers in the upper right-hand corner have nothing to do with order or sequence. It has to do with the month that the movie's coming out. So this comes out in May. So Bill Skarsgård is the main character in here. Basically, his family was wiped out by a power-hungry seeking family. He wound up becoming mute and deaf and mute. So he winds up creating a internal voice for himself using the last voice he heard, which was in a video game in the 80s, it seems like. And so that's what his inner monologue is. Next to him on the screen, why am I blanking on her name? She is an amazing actress. Let me alt tab that one. Jessica Roth. Jessica Roth, I apologize that I forgot your name. If you are watching this, please don't hold it against me. I would love to get you in a Sniper and Rook movie. You'd make an amazing Rook. Call me, okay? She was also in the reboot of Valley Girl that came out a couple years ago, which I absolutely loved. I watched that thing like 6 times in one weekend. Great movie. Put up in the upper right-hand corner for me, Famke Janssen. And how does she tie into the comic book world?
Go ahead.
Anyone?
Well, yeah, she was in the X-Men movies.
Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And Phoenix. Yep, absolutely. So, so we've got, the comic book tie-in. Basically kind of think Hunger Games done as a TV show where they have sponsors and they have people murdering each other just on a stage, and like breakfast cereal companies are sponsoring them. And everybody, seriously, Google the trailer for this. It is freaking ridiculous. And I'll see you at the theater in May. So thanks for the Skarsgård tie-in. That was pretty cool.
All right, here's another one. It's called IF. IF stands for Imaginary Friends. Starring Ryan Reynolds. It's directed by John Krasinski, who also stars in it.
Krasinski's good too. Yeah.
Yep. Steve Carell, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, Maya Rudolph. It's a fantasy comedy. It was written by Krasinski about a young girl who learns she has the ability to see imaginary friends. Hence the title If. They have been abandoned. And Reynolds and Krasinski are joined by a massive voice cast. All right. All these stars are going to be voices of the imaginary friends, apparently.
Wow.
So that looks
sounds
good.
That sounds kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything with Ryan Reynolds in it is going to be good.
Yeah.
So
Ryan Reynolds is awesome. I mean, going back to Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I mean, for God's sake, his stuff he's always been on top of stuff. He was great. Throwing this one out there, Hollywood, I could pitch you a sequel to this movie. Okay. If we have IF for Imaginary Friends, I'm saying sequel. IFWB. Imaginary Friends with Benefits.
oh boy.
I'm getting all these good ideas away.
Are we there? Are we now here? Can you hear us, Mickey?
I can hear you guys.
Hey,
Can you
Mickey.
hear me?
Hey, Mickey, we hear you now.
Hey, got the mic going, but now my camera's out.
We would love to hear your voice. Any movies or stuff that you're looking for? Okay, and Mickey left. He's probably trying to get fully operational, so that's appreciated.
There's another there's another Planet of the Apes movie coming out.
Is Tim Roth in that one? He was in one of them, right? Did he come back? I like him. He's a good actor.
Owen Teague.
Okay.
Don't know who that is. They showed it during the Super Bowl, the trailer for it. It looks like it takes place quite a bit after the last one when what was his name? The head monkey. Caesar,
yeah.
Caesar, the head. Yeah, supposedly this takes place like quite a while afterwards, years and years after that one. So
interesting.
Here's Mickey. Mickey, you go to movies?
Yeah, Planet of the Apes. I want to see that. I watched Dune 1, I guess, the other night, waiting to get to part 2. But I don't go to the theater much. I'm usually at home working.
Yeah.
I don't think
Same
I've
feeling.
been to a movie theater in the last 6-7 years.
We go on Tuesdays normally because it's senior day and we can get in for extra cheap. But we haven't been there in several months because of
We
life.
used to do that too.
Life
but
got in the
we,
way.
we watch my granddaughter and grandson on Mondays and Tuesdays, so that kind of puts that out. At least until she's old enough we could take her.
Despicable Me #4 is going to come out too.
Oh, really?
They're already up to 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see
Wow.
that. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Despicable Me, and then other animated. Was that Inside Out from Disney Pixar? Inside Out #2, I think, is coming out.
Really?
Mhm.
I know that they're going to have an animated Lord of the Rings thing called the War of the Rohirrim.
Yes, I was actually talking about that today with a woman that I work with, because her fandom is Lord of the Rings, and I mentioned that, as I was talking to her about what we were going to be talking about tonight, and she kind of got a look like, because I guess that one was actually not a Tolkien written book.
No, this is going to be based on type of thing, but it's supposed to take place
1800 years before.
Yeah, something like that. When who is it? Helm Hammerhand, the legendary king of Rohan, comes, or home of the horsemen, known as Rohirrim. It talks about how his exploits, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably mentioned in either the Silmarillion or some of the other, or the indexes at the end of Lord of the Rings. So that has some of the history of Middle Earth.
Yeah, but I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I definitely watch it.
Sounds interesting. The thing is,
Commissioner Gordon's calling.
Sometimes, yeah. The red phone is blinking. Yes, Robin will get it. But yeah, they miss as often as they get with the Lord of the Rings stuff. What is it? What's the TV show that they're doing now that a lot of people don't care much for? I can see it's so bad I can't even think of the name of it. Isn't it on the Amazon?
The Hobbit one.
Yeah.
Don't know. I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I think that was canceled.
No, it's not War of the Rings, but it's something like that. It has something to do with the rings. Rings of Power, I think it's called.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's called, and I believe it's on Amazon.
Could be, but
a lot of fans really are fanning it. So, I have, and I'm not interested in getting Amazon.
I'm always behind on catching up on my TV watching. So if I hear a lot of if I hear a lot of bad things from people like me, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm my wife and I are watching something right now that's on Hulu called Death and Other Details.
What is
with Mandy Patinkin, and it's a very dense mystery story told in episodes, and we're hooked. Because a lot of times I can figure out what's going to happen in a mystery story. Not with this one.
That's the best one.
I was like, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's why Knives Out and the follow-up, Glass Onion, I enjoyed those because I couldn't figure those out. But I'm looking forward to seeing more episodes of that. We're talking about streaming as well, and there's one of the Marvel movies coming out this year. There's a couple of them sounded really interesting.
Venom.
You got
3?
that list up? I'm sorry?
Venom 3 is coming out.
Yeah, that one doesn't interest me.
The big one, and somebody had mentioned about trailers being done with Super Bowl. Deadpool 3.
Yep.
Deadpool, that's another
Deadpool
one.
and Wolverine.
I still haven't seen the first one, although my son tells me I should.
Oh yes,
I have
you
not
should.
yet seen that one. I heard that's worth seeing, but yeah, that's right because it's got Wolverine in it. Yeah,
this is going to be phenomenal. This is
looks
going
like
to be so
it
good.
should be a lot of fun. again, Ryan Reynolds, once he finally hit the right notes for himself, really has taken off as a star.
Yeah, he had a lot of good roles that weren't necessarily huge, and then started getting like good parts, like in The Proposal, playing against Sandra Bullock. That was really, really cool. He hails from Canada as well. There are a lot of phenomenal actors and actresses that hail from Canada.
Have been for a very long time.
And what's that?
There have been for a very long time.
Yeah, Shatner.
Shatner's from there.
Shatner and I share a birthday.
Scotty was from there as well, from Star Trek.
There was I think it
Dan
was
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Jim Carrey.
The Ben Cartwright from Bonanza, his liking on the actual actor's
Lauren
names.
Green.
Lauren Green, thank you. He was also from Canada.
Really?
So,
oh my God, Commander Adama.
Yeah, Commander Adama.
And like my license plate is Cylon 11. And I've had that plate. I've had that plate since 1998. So we're talking old school. I'm trying to
remember if he's the Canadian actor that they called the voice of doom, because he announced some stuff from wars on television and on radio in Canada. I think it was Lauren Green, but I'm not sure. I'm stabbing into the old gray cells here that have not quite firing on all cylinders right now.
So nobody's looking forward to Venom 3?
No,
I've not watched the first ones yet. To be honest,
never cared for the character to start with, so I liked it best as a costume on Spider-Man.
Gladiator 2 is coming out.
Now, that might be interesting. Who's directing that? Is it Ridley Scott again, or is it somebody else taking up the mantle?
Let me look.
Because Ridley is, he's hit or miss anymore, it seems like.
Yep.
It's Ridley Scott, Sometimes he hits these days, and sometimes he just misses the mark. So it could be. And let's see if he can pull it out this time.
It's going to star Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Connie Nielsen.
It's
Derek Jacobi.
Those have some star power, at least.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott is 86 years old.
Yeah, I think he's kind of. I don't know if seems like he's not hitting the target anymore like he used to with his movies. But that's happens.
Clint Eastwood is 93 and he's still directing.
And he's still hitting the mark. So it's just I can't say what's going on there, but it seems to me like
Martin's got an opinion here.
Yeah, of course he does.
Ridley Scott might miss the mark, but as long as his filters color the world.
Yeah, he makes pretty pictures. He always
he did Black Hawk Down, right?
I think you're right. That's one I have not seen. But,
that movie was an eye opener in the level of.
Well, you look at Alien and the beautiful
Blade Runner
cinematography and Blade Runner.
Blade Runner is the one that I
even
always
Gladiator. They're works of art, but they also have good stories.
He took filters and colors and tints and all that kind of stuff to a whole different level, and it just with Black Hawk Down, it just kind of like there was something there that was like, oh, okay, he's showing the world in a very different way, and
one of the very first scenes in Gladiator 1 was where they were walking through the wheat field, and the hand is going across the top of the wheat, and it's all just golden.
You can feel it. You can feel it.
It's just visceral. I felt like I was there in that wheat field. Yeah, it was.
You
golden
felt your own
and
hand
warm.
rubbling across the grains. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It felt like you could almost smell the wheat on the summer day.
And it ties in at the end of the film as well. I'm not going to give it away, but it visually ties in with the end of the film, and I think when I saw Prometheus, I watched Prometheus. There was a lot of potential there that it seemed like he missed the mark on. It's still a beautiful film, still beautifully shot. Cinematography is great, but the story just didn't quite grab me like Aliens and some of his other work have. So that's what I'm talking about. Is it, and that may not be all his fault. It may be the fault of whoever's writing scripts for him at this point. So I don't know, or the producer, or whatever's going on there. But it seems like he missed the mark with that one. But it's all opinion.
Yeah. So you want something with star power?
Yeah,
That'd be
there you go.
Transformers 1.
Yes, got that.
Okay.
Transformers 1?
Yeah, it's called
So they're
Transformers
rebooting?
1.
So the
It
So-
returns to its roots with an
Ah,
animated prequel that explores the
Okay.
origins
Animated.
of the robots.
So is it,
Yeah,
is it
but-
3D animation, I imagine? So
Not sure yet.
so,
3D or 2D? Could be interesting either way.
so
It
just-
The
stars-
cool thing on it, back to animated, all-star cast of voices, including but not limited to, I wrote this down,
3D animated. Yeah, it looks
Scarlett
like 3D
Johansson,
animated.
Chris Hemsworth, John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne.
it's going to be
most
3D
impressive.
animated.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It's
3D
3D animated.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Not
not
2D.
even It's not even 2D. It's 3D. Wow. Okay, that's going to be
Yeah.
an interesting.
The best part of any of the Transformers movies that I've seen, and I haven't seen many of them at all, like all the way through, was the opening scene in Bumblebee, where it was actually on Cybertron and everything was all full robot, all full of robots, meaning not like humans with like one robot to save budget. And so this, I hope, really kind of captures that magic, because that was just fantastic. So
Leave your thing up. You might as well take us through your PowerPoint.
and I kind of was I was reallocating my PowerPoint based upon what we talked about, what we didn't. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I was just-
well,
Is
Civil-
it okay?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Is
We
it
haven't
okay
talked about
if-
Civil War yet. Civil War comes out in April. This one, check out the trailers. Trailers are really good.
Office trailer? Why are they calling it office trailer? I guess it's safe for the office.
I don't know.
trailer?
I just
That's
grabbed
weird.
some stuff with some of the dates.
Yeah,
This one-
Excuse me for focusing on that, but that's kind of weird.
Not a problem. I can make that go away.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't do that. I can't edit right now. This one stars Mary Jane Watson Parker from the Sam Raimi series. What's her name? The actress.
Kirsten Dunst?
Thank you.
Kirsten Dunst,
Yes.
yeah.
Kirsten
Also,
Dunst is main character, war photographer. In a very bizarre move, California and Texas, a red state and a blue state, decide that they're out of here. They secede from the
Oh, I
Union.
was reading about this. Yeah.
And
Interesting.
basically, we all go to war. And it's really, really interesting. And, there's a lot
I
of...
can definitely see Texas seceding. I can't see California seceding, but
and them going together. I mean, they're
Yeah.
diametrically opposed in most regards.
Yeah. There'd
politically.
have to be something happening in the rest of the country to really tick them off to join forces.
So it looks really interesting, and of course we know I'm full of conspiracy theories. We know that the media likes to put things into the media to desensitize people for things that may or may not be coming up. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, we could be looking at a civil war in our country within a few years. So take that for what it's worth. Hopefully not, because that'll impact us on making comics, and we don't want that.
Yeah, we've had our differences between the states since the very beginning. So, yeah, they come to a head. We resolve them in one fashion or another. Usually, it's in a non-aggressive way, but every once in a while, we do end up kind of really taking guns to each other. But let's hope that doesn't happen again.
I think there'll
That could
be
be really messy.
other conflicts on the horizon that will bring us together. Let's put it that way.
Aliens?
Possibly. But,
I
yeah.
honestly think that alien invasion would be the only thing that might bring all of humanity together, but still won't be all
I don't believe that anymore.
because you'll have sympathizers that'll work with the aliens for their own benefit. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about bringing Americans together to fight an invasion. I think we're going to be at war within the next few years.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I hope not.
Well, all right. So let me go back to Sharon's screen and see what else we got for movies.
Yes, please.
But the trailer for Civil War is really good. Transformers 1 I had on there, and you brought that one up. Thank you, Barb.
Mm-hmm. I had this on my
Beverly
list.
Hills Cop?
There is a new Beverly Hills Cop coming out.
I had this on my list as well.
This is gonna be awesome. And Judge Reinhold's back, and it sounds like the whole crew from from back in the day, plus his new daughter. So so new to the cast. So he's got a daughter that's coming along. Kind of like we have with a lot of the movies lately, where the stars are getting a little bit older. Indiana Jones had Mutt for his kid for one of those, and he's gone.
Thank God that was a one movie thing.
That was also not a real movie. That was fan fiction that somehow made it into theaters accidentally, I think.
Yeah.
That was the story that I'm going with.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Yep.
Sticking, man.
How many Indiana Jones films are there? 3. 3 shall be the number of the counting, and the counting of the number shall be 3. Yeah, and that is all. So Beverly Hills Cop, that I want to see because that's just going to be a hoot. And then we talked about
Tim.
What's that?
They call me Tim.
What is your
They
name?
call me Tim.
What is your quest?
What's your color? What is your color?
Okay, so I can't say her name or she will respond. But the machine that listens that goes by Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tommy, keeping an eye on y'all. Whoop. Hey, Tommy. Page. Okay. Anyway, that's for Tommy. Anyway, for that machine.
Yes, which is over there, so don't say it loud either.
If you ask that machine, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? It will ask you if you want African or European. It is. I can't believe some of the things that comes out of this. I try to ask some really nerdy questions.
Theory that get some really hilarious responses as well.
I've asked her before what her favorite, who her favorite Star Wars character is.
Yeah.
BB-8 because she likes the way he rolls.
Yes, my husband's
That's like
always
a bad
flirting with
dad
her.
joke.
My husband's always flirting with her. She has the corniest shtick.
But when you ask what is her favorite Star Wars film, she is very honest about Empire Strikes Back. And it's like, that is the only correct answer. So, yeah. Technology.
So are you done with your PowerPoint?
Well, let me go back. I want to see more
because I thought of one that I'm looking forward to. I just don't know if it's coming out in 24.
Oh, cool. Okay,
I think
cool.
It's later.
So
it's much later. They're rebooting a franchise.
Okay, I'm just going to share the actual
from the 80s that we'll talk about.
All right, so we did Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
Transformers 1, Beverly Hills Cop, Fall Guy, Boy Kills the World. It's going to be awesome. Deadpool and Wolverine, Mean Girls, Argyle. And then I started playing around with some stuff and I lost track. I couldn't put everything else in there. But Barb, when you were talking about like the awesome cast in Dune 2,
mm-hmm.
I could not help but I found the sign. I had to blow this up so we could actually start listing all the people so you could read them. Florence Pugh, the new Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Josh Is that how Brolin. That's pronounced? It looks like Pew to me, but okay.
Josh Brolin,
I have no idea.
Best known for Cable in
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 2.
Zendaya, who was
Mary Jane or
Mary
MJ.
Jane. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, this is a different Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And don't forget Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
What was Harvey? What was Javier in?
One of the best James Bond villains ever.
Wasn't he in one of the Avengers movies? Wasn't he had one of the stones? Was that Javier?
No, that was
Oh,
He was in Old Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Skyfall. I have not seen Skyfall yet.
Yes, he was excellent in Skyfall. Just an incredible villain.
Of course, Dave Bautista was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, he was also in one of the James Bond films as a kick-ass villain, literally.
Huh. Neat. And so
that's quite a cast.
That wraps up my PowerPoint.
Oh, I guess I connected Javier because the rumor is that he's being eyed to play Galactus.
Yes.
In the Fantastic
true.
Four.
I read that somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
That would be incredible. That would be pretty cool.
So, Rob, you said that you thought of one, sir. What do you
got?
Yeah,
I did. The one that probably the most exciting to me lately that I've heard of is that they're talking about Henry Cavill playing Highlander.
Woo!
Would that be cool or not, Barb?
Yes, it would.
I think he'd make an excellent Highlander.
I do too.
You know, because of what he's done in the past and how well he's done all those. But especially if they do a decent reboot of it, I think that would be a hell of a movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That one may get me to the theater.
Today I saw the trailer for Kraven the Hunter.
Yes. You said it looked good and bloody?
Oh, it's very bloody. It's John Wick bloody. But it looked good. But it looked good.
Who's the actor from that? Was that the same guy from Kick-Ass?
It was the same. Hang on.
I remember reading something about it.
I think you're right.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was Kick-Ass. He was a little nerdy kid in Kick-Ass, but he was also in Bullet Train, and you wouldn't even recognize him from those two.
He's very much glowed up. As they say.
Oh, yes, he did. What was it? Wow. The two hitmen, the two twins. Although they weren't twins, the one kept calling everybody by, you could identify him by Thomas the Tank. So you had Lemon and Tangerine. So Lemon, the guy in the suit, that was also him. And
I didn't see Bullet Train.
He played Quicksilver too.
Oh yes, okay.
Okay. There's going to be a sci-fi movie out in August called Borderlands.
Based on a video game.
It's based on a video game. That's right. Space shenanigans. And get this roster of actors: Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Ariana Greenblatt, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Edgar
Ramirez, Haley Bennett, and Florian Monteau. Cate Blanchett. I was all over that.
That is going to be a hoot of a film with Jack Black and Kevin Hart. Yeah, that's going to be a kick-ass film. Yeah.
Well, they worked together in Jumanji.
Okay, which I've only seen bits and pieces of, but it
was the original
a nice-looking film.
What'd you say?
The original Jumanji or the new ones?
The new ones.
Okay, so that also the new ones would also have Karen Gillan, who played Nebula,
and was with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
I don't pay attention to the guys. Usually, it's usually the pretty girls, and she definitely qualifies. Hey, could I show a real off-color comic book joke?
If you get us kicked out, then it's not my time.
It's not that bad. It's just rude. Because we were talking about,
it won't be my fault this time.
The gentleman who played Kick-Ass, who also was in Bullet Train, and then I brought in he was also Quicksilver. I saw this one years ago on Facebook, and it never gets old. How
wait a
Barry
minute.
Allen, the Flash, catches bullets versus how Quicksilver catches bullets.
Oh, God.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm heartless. All right.
Lord have mercy on us.
That one went over my head, so I'll just.
So
yeah.
spoiler for Avengers 2. Quicksilver dies. He gets shot. Well, he takes a bullet for somebody else.
He catches a bullet. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did anybody watch the original movie Twister?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a movie Twisters coming out.
I
Yep,
saw
Twisters.
it on, I saw it
Coming
on
out.
Netflix, I believe, is when it was on. So I can only imagine how much more impressive it would be on the big screen. Wow.
Yeah,
What a great looking film that was.
Yeah, the new one's interesting because it looks like they're actually incorporating what the actual real Twister hunters look like now, and how they go about doing their stuff, which is kind of intriguing. So I did see part of that trailer, and I thought that was kind of neat. I was like, huh. So,
yeah. I like action adventure. I hate horror movies.
There are a bunch of horror films coming out, and I kind of skipped those.
There
two.
always is.
Genre.
There
was
always is.
a odd looking one that kind of like creeped me out just from the picture that went along with it. I don't even want to look it up, but but my OCD is going to make me. So,
Buddy and I don't like horror, but we'll watch every action adventure that comes out, and every sci-fi, and every comic book movie. So, but no horror.
So yeah. So I just wanted to make a quick, interesting comment. So you mentioned Ghostbusters is apparently coming out with a film. Then we got Transformers. So I ran into the toy store the other day with my boys, and here's what they have on the shelves. And go figure. Ghostbusters, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
Yes.
It's like the 80s are back.
I was just like,
well, 80s music has been back for a while.
I just might as well go downstairs into the storage under the house and drag out my son's toys.
And did I? And I might have saw some Thundercats.
Oh.
So I mean, I was just like, this is like, what is going? Like, it's 80s. It's complete 80s reboot.
Well, and look, the people that grew up in the 80s are now reaching an age where they have some cash in their pocket, and corporations.
Oh yeah. So this is the interesting thing.
Hollywood are trying to get it.
So this was the interesting thing. So I don't know. I don't know if this Toys R Us is like here in Canada are catering to particular audiences or what. But this particular Toys R Us, the toys were geared towards the collectibles, which I was just like, huh? This is Toys R Us. This is supposed to be toys for kids, but you're geared and
that's
aimed
not what
at
sells anymore.
So it was like it was aimed at
the adult
collectibles, and they had a bunch of G.I. Joe toys. They had a bunch of G.I. Joe toys, and it said 14 plus.
Were those the G.I. Joe classified?
I don't know, but they were about the 3-inch figure or something like that, and then
so
they didn't even have articulated limbs.
I was gonna say, did they look like the original Star Wars figures? So yes, that is the line that's put out by Reaction. They got the license. Those go retail US $20 each. They had a Kickstarter like type, a HasLab type of thing to make the giant Cobra ship that started like in the cartoon that was never made. They are now coming out with some that have the O-ring technology of the original G.I. Joes. But yeah, the 5 points of articulation and making them look like old school old school Star Wars is what Reaction is all about. They have tapped into so many markets. They got the G.I. Joes, the movie monsters, Parks and Recreations out in the stores right now. They've got some Star Trek ones. I mean, they've done a wide variety. They're kind of like the Funko Pops of 5-point articulated action figures. No, Iron Maiden, right?
When you say 5-point articulation, what do you mean by
5 album? What's
What
that?
do you mean by 5-point articulation?
Head is 1, arm 2 and 3, legs 4 and 5.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
that
that's
was pretty
the
much it.
terminology. 5 points of articulation.
I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be blunt. They were lackluster and did not do a thing.
Not worth
I was
20
like,
bucks.
why would I pay this? I think that they were actually cheaper than $20 here, which is surprising, I think. But they were still way pricier than I thought they should be. I was just like, why? What is there nostalgia for crappy toys?
There's a certain amount of imagination that's required for those
Yeah,
sorts of toys.
yeah, okay, so
yeah,
that's yeah. So, but the thing is,
This is one.
yeah. But the versions
And
we have, they look
That's
awful.
how much I paid.
Yeah, I think they're
It's
actually
not
cheaper
paying
up
the
here.
$20. $6, I'll do it.
I gotta apologize for
you
falling
watch-
down on the comments tonight, folks. I wasn't.
There
paying
weren't too
attention.
many. There weren't too many. So I think I caught some of them. There was one interesting comment further back that said something to the effect of, "Can we stop fixing good or stop
Yeah, this
rebooting
one.
new movies and
it's one up there now.
fix the bad
Madness
ones,
Comics
please."
Network, yeah. Can we
Yeah.
quit trying to remake good movies and fix bad ones, please?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Unless they're so bad, they should just be left in the past.
No,
Yeah, there are some movies that should never be remade, like Casablanca is one I can think of off the top of my head. Citizen Kane, another one.
Rosebud.
So yeah, Rosebud. But yeah,
My wife just said Gone with the Wind.
yeah, that's
There you
one.
go. There you go. Good choice.
Yep.
So, ladies and gents, I am looking at the live time. Should we wrap up to let people get back to their evening slumber and or work?
And or
Sure.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like
All
a
right.
plan.
Well, everybody, thank you. Thank you for watching us tonight or tomorrow or whenever you do get to see our show. Rob, Martin, Mickey, Barb, thank you for playing along with my movie idea for today. And as we always say when we're leaving, everyone make mine Silverline.
Silverline.
All right. Have a great night, y'all.
Hi, my name is Paul Kupperberg. Make mine Silverline.